Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and as you can tell from the title, I'm here with part 2 of my thrash metal collection finally. It's been a while since my last one, and yeah, I thought it was about time to get through the rest of my thrash metal CDs. So this part will conclude all my thrash metal on CD, and then part 3, which I should have up within the next week, is just some thrash metal I have on vinyl. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. So the last time I finished off with Creator, so we're going to move on to the next band now, which is Megadeth. So first up we have Killing Is My Business reissue, Peace Sells, which is my favourite Megadeth album, So Far, So Good, So What, Rust in Peace, Countdown to Extinction, and Dystopia. Now the next band I'm not really going to go into too much detail about because you guys already know my opinions. I've tried getting into these guys and I just can't. So yeah, for the most part I'm not a big fan of the next band that I'm about to show you, and that is Metallica. So this is their debut album, Kill 'Em All. Ride the Lightning, which is amazing. This really is one of the greatest thrash albums ever made, and by far Metallica's best album in my opinion. I know I don't get how I love this album so much and then don't really care for pretty much everything else they've put out, but it is what it is, so that's Ride the Lightning. Now I do like this album a lot as well, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So that is it for Metallica. Moving on, the next band's pretty underrated, that's Morbid Saint. This is a 2-disc digi-style set, and it contains both of their albums and some demos. Really good stuff. Next we have Municipal Waste, Slime and Punishment, one of my favourite crossover bands. Next is Nuclear Assault, Handle with Care, Game Over, and Out of Order. I am after Survive, but as I'm sure a lot of you know, that is extremely hard to come by on CD, but yeah, one day I hope to find it. And moving on, my one and only Overkill album, The Grinding Wheel. Really need to get more Overkill into the collection. There's just so many other albums that I want. But anyway, moving on, we have Power Trip with Manifest Decimation. These guys are amazing. If you haven't heard of them before, definitely check them out. Definitely one of the best modern thrash bands out there. And their phenomenal album from last year, Nightmare Logic, which is amazing. And then we have Rigor Mortis, which is the only album that I own of these guys, and I'm not really too familiar with them other than this album, but this is really good. Next up we have Sepultura. This is the Roadrunner collection, and this one contains Schizophrenia, Beneath the Remains, Arise, Chaos AD, and Roots in this nice little box set. And I also own Machine Messiah, which came out last year. Really good album. I really like the variety within the album. I thought it was really good. Then moving on to my Slayer CDs. So we have Haunting the Chapel. Next up we have Show No Mercy. Hell Awaits. Rain and Blood. South of Heaven. Seasons in the Abyss. Divine Intervention. God Hates Us All. And their most recent, Repentless. So I am missing a few, and I definitely intend to pretty much pick up everything that Slayer have released. I think I'm only 2 or 3 albums out from having a complete discography, so at some point I will get those. Next up we have Tankard, Zombie Attack. Chemical Invasion. Their latest album, One Foot in the Grave, which I thought was really, really good. And then I also own this Noise Collection set of Tankard, which has a few songs from their first 5 or so albums. These guys, great German thrash, I really, really like them, despite their sort of silly lyrics, I guess. I think musically they're really, really good. So that's Tankard. Now moving on to my favourite thrash band of all time, Testament. So I have this 5 CD set which contains Legacy, New Order, Practice What You Preach, Souls of Black and The Ritual. I definitely plan to pick up the albums individually, but for now this is what I have. And this is a really good set actually if you're looking to pick up their earlier stuff on CD. Then we have Low. The Demonic reissue. The Gathering, the original press, which was pretty rare. I think it still is, but it's been reissued, so I don't know if the prices have gone down or not. And this is the reissue of The Gathering right here. Formation. Dark Roots. And Brotherhood of the Snake. So that is their studio albums. Then I own a few compilations. First Strike Still Deadly, which is like a remastering of some of the songs from the first 2 albums, updated. Best of Testament. Days of Darkness. So that is it for Testament. And I have Vio-lence, Eternal Nightmare, which is a fantastic album and great artwork. And my last thrash album on CD is Zentrix, Shattered Existence. These guys are a UK based thrash band and well worth checking out. Okay, so that is part 2 of my thrash metal collection, and it concludes my collection on CD. Let me know what you think of the albums that I have shown. What are some of your favourite albums that I have shown? I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.